very, very often is we'll be contacted by a sober home operator, and they will assure us that they've got insurance right now. They've got a homeowner's policy, and sure enough, they'll send us a policy, and it'll have their personal name on it, and it'll have USAA or State Farm or Travelers, and it's a renter's policy. It is a landlord policy, and there's a number of different issues with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a gentleman, a sober home I was working with here in Georgia, and I'll just call him Joe Smith. And Joe, that's exactly what he did. He came to me and said, "Oh, I've already got insurance," and I, asked for his policy so that we could review it with him. And upon looking at it, of course, it was in his name, Joe Smith, and it was a renter's policy because, sadly, he didn't fully disclose what exactly he was renting the house for, the location for, and so all the homeowner asked for was, "Hey, I just need a renter's policy." So that's what he got. Fortunately, before a claim were to occur, we were able to kind of say, "Hey, first of all, it's in your personal name, not in your business name." So that's kind of one big major concern. So your business, your sober home, is not the named insured. Second of all, you are misrepresenting what it is you are doing, why the purpose you're renting the house. And so should a claim occur, a lot of homeowners policies will specifically exclude someone renting, or exclude business use. And so in this case, there's another big major exclusion. While they had a policy, they were not truly covered for the purposes of what they were doing. And then the other two areas that we really see major gaps in is these policies. They have a general liability or a liability, and they'll have some contents, but they always exclude professional liability, abuse and molestation. Especially with sober living homes, one of the things we hear is, "Well, I don't really offer professional services," or, "Why do I need professional liability coverage?" What I'd say to that is, hey, you're providing a professional service. You're providing a promise, a covenant with the person or the people who are staying in your sober living home. You are providing a service for them for what you are offering. So, and of course they come back and say, "Well, I thought that's what general liability covers." That's the number one pushback that we hear is, "Well, that's what I have general liability for." And I said, "What does that cover?" And, that only really covers if you hurt someone or if you break something, not the professional services that you cover. It's really important to make sure that you have that professional liabilities coverage. Errors and omissions coverage is how some people list it. We've had instances where someone had bed bugs and got sued. And so that falls under professional care, lack of care. We've had someone, overdose, suicides, all of that does not going to fall because you're not doing something to someone. Something is happening while they are under your care. So that's going to fall under that. And then the same with abuse and molestation. A lot of times we hear, "Well, we have all men here. We have all women here. There's no instances where that's going to happen." And I'm like, man, that happens all the time. And you could have a resident that causes an abuse or molestation case to someone in the public. Well, they are under your care. So therefore it's going to potentially fall under your responsibility. So those are some areas that are major why you do not just need a renter's policy in your name. There's going to be so many coverages that are missing. It's important to work with someone who understands what it is that you do.